So they say. You know what I mean? Honestly, quite frankly, I understand why I wasn't the first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm one of 3 players that averaged double digits my whole career, far past before I got here, even though getting here was just, it took me to the highest levels of heights. I think if you look at my numbers and my impact plays and how I was able, not many players changed it's 2 players during my tenure playing that I know that affected game plans, similar to be not as consistent. One was when young Javon Curse came in the game. I used to run home and watch him play. And Dwight Freeney, when I'm like, oh man, that high-powered offense and they getting off the ball and things of that nature. You know, even though he kind of like, screen pass and thing, he was up the field, but he was amazing. He was tremendous. When I look at my level of play and performance, I don't see guys like that, similar guys like that. And if I do, if I see guys, I see where they say, this guy's the best ever. So I'm like, if you could take my performance, put it in anybody else's body now, they're going to be considered one of the best that ever played. And that's just what it is. In 12 years of dominance like that, it was like dominating like you never seen. Only all defensive player doing my play that was able to swing like the tempo of a Super Bowl was Deion. You know what I mean? And then I come in and I do similar feats, even more in terms of the impact of how I played, in terms of just wrecking games from causing sack fumbles and all. I remember at one point what Rod charted me, my sack fumbles was so distant past anybody, it was ridiculous. And I'm not even gonna sit here and get the numbers, but it was so far past, and it was like, that is why I play the game, to impact winning. And so that's how I look at that. So again, I didn't understand when I wasn't the first ballot, and then that's when my parents was alive. It meant so much more to me when my parents was alive, because I wanted them to be honored in that moment and with that. And now, and my brother, but now that my brother and my mom and my father has died, that feeling it doesn't rage, it doesn't burn like it did before, because it was all for me. I'm all about representing those that helped me get to where I stand right before you as you see me today.
What do you think